Well, welcome again, everybody, to our monthly interfaith meditation for the Marin Interfaith Council. Such a pleasure to have all of you here with us as we do these every second Wednesday, always at 5:30, now by Zoom. And tonight, we are so blessed to have with us Ashley Reid, whom many of you are familiar with, but I'll go ahead and read her bio anyway. So Ashley is a writer and servant leader. She's been published on the Our Bible app, Chimes Magazine, and does group facilitation around social issues and self-empowerment. She is a Trenton, New Jersey native with her Bachelor of Science in Print Journalism from North Carolina A&T State University, her Master of Arts in Management from the Wake Forest School of Business, and a May 2019 graduate of San Francisco Theological Seminary. Ashley is currently pursuing her certification in spiritual direction with the Chaplaincy Institute, and she has experience working in interfaith spaces, such as the Marin Interfaith Council, substance recovery, volunteer work in nonprofit environments, and well, beyond the official, wonderful, amazing bio, all of us who know Ashley love her as one of our favorite people in the world. And I can't tell you how thrilled I am that she is blessing us with her presence tonight. And I know all of you in your own hearts are welcoming Ashley as we now turn it over to her and welcome her into this space again.
Thank you so much, Scott, for that warm welcome. This is always another part of my family. I feel like this is my California family. So I feel right at home this evening. I'm joining you from New Jersey. I will give you this just FYI, because I am back in the city. I will mute myself once we get to the sitting part because I have a lot of lovely street ambience coming in. And so I do not want motorcycles or any other noises to interrupt our time sitting together. But thank you so much again for allowing me to be here. I'm very happy to see everyone's faces. This evening, I wanted to share a practice that I've found to be very helpful for myself, especially since we've been in COVID. We were talking briefly before we got started this evening, just, about COVID and how we've been managing ourselves and how it seems like there's still more time that we're going to be dealing with it. And, it's taken a toll on all of us in various ways. And for me personally, I found myself having to really be very intentional about making the space and the time to just be with myself as a form of self-care. And so this specific meditation that I'm going to share with you all this evening has been one of the most valuable forms of self-care that I have found for myself in this last year and a half. And that has been creating the space for me to reconnect and spend time with my inner child. When I first started to do this kind of work, I was actually very surprised at how spending time with my inner child not only allowed myself to deepen and really learn the connection with myself and who I am and my authentic needs, but it also helped to deepen my spirituality, my faith, and also just me having a clear idea of how I was showing up for myself, how I was showing up in my community, and create like a clearer intention of how I wanted to show up. And so that's what I'm hoping that this space tonight will be able to offer to you all. It'll be a moment of just reconnecting with our inner selves, that inner child, and giving them the space and the voice that sometimes we just don't think to do, or we've been trained not to, and it's something that we see as something that's behind us, but that inner child is with us all along. And so essentially how it'll look this evening, I'll just ground us into the space and I'll give a couple of guiding prompts, but I don't really want to say too much. I really want this to be a space for you to see how your inner child presents themselves to you and take that creative freedom to go with that journey, however it presents itself. I will say, if you know you like to write or you like to draw, if that was things that you enjoyed in your childhood, I invite that. So if the conversation takes place through you and movement somehow, I also invite that. I invite you to take this as however you feel called to do. This is a time for you to let that little child inside of you to just roam free and get all of the energy out. So if you feel comfortable keeping your camera on, you can do so. If you would like to turn your camera off, that's also fine. Because as we draw closer to our time closing, I will ring the singing bowl, 3 times so that we can come back together. So you don't have to worry about, seeing me or being visible. I will audibly bring us back together into the space to share. So with that said, let's go ahead and start this journey, shall we? So I just invite you to get comfortable, however that might look or feel for you. There's no right or wrong way. And just begin just to notice how you're feeling right now. You don't have to say or do anything, but just notice how you're feeling. Notice how the energy feels in your body right now. And I invite you to take a deep breath in, and when you feel your lungs full, slowly exhale out, and I invite you to do that again. Take another deep breath in. Slowly exhale out. And on this final deep breath in, I invite you to raise your shoulders up as you inhale. So bring them up to your ears as high as you can go. And then as you exhale, just release and bring them down. And just take note of you being in this space, in this moment, right now. So we're going to return to that energy that you started to take notice to in your body. What type of energy are you feeling right now? Is it excitement, anxiety, exhaustion? Maybe you can't identify the energy. You don't have to try to do anything to it. Just simply notice what energy you're feeling in your body right now. What is flowing within? And as you begin to notice what you're feeling, just gently question yourself, why? Why am I experiencing this energy? Why am I feeling this energy in me right now? So why am I feeling excitement? Why am I feeling tired? Whatever it is that you're feeling, just gently question yourself, why? Not in an interrogating way, but just simply to give space for it to exist and to be named, heard. Now, I want you to begin to visualize and imagine your younger self. It's completely up to you to choose what age from your childhood you would like to imagine and see yourself But once you do have that image in your mind, begin to imagine that your younger self is approaching you, coming to say hello. And as they get closer, they start taking in the energy that you've identified as being most present for you in this moment. And as your younger self begins to take in this energy and notice how the energy is being experienced, you ask yourself, how would they care and engage this energy? So again, just ask that inner child, how would I engage this energy? How do you suggest for me to care and engage this energy? And this is where I invite you to take that creative freedom that I spoke of briefly earlier. So feel free to write, to draw, to move, or simply just sit in conversation with your younger self. The priority of this moment is to simply listen and be present to the needs of your younger self. As you continue having this moment with your inner child, I invite you to now ask your inner child, how can you show up for your younger self? How can you make room for that little child within to be present in your everyday being? And as you begin to say goodbye for now, just temporary, not goodbye, I'll see you later, to your inner child, feel free to show gratitude in whatever way you feel necessary and seal your practice. And I invite you to come back into this space. You can wiggle your toes, your fingers, and move your body around. If your inner child wants you to do a little shimmy, you can do that too. And I invite you, as you are ready, to come back into this space together. And I'll turn it over to Scott when he's ready to open up for sharing.
Thank you so much, Ashley, for leading us into this heartfelt conversation with our inner child. And so I'm going to invite all of us for an opportunity to share. And before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording so we can share freely.